Now available in paperback and e-readers. Isis, Bride of Dracula. The Goddess Next Door and John Haynes team up to take on the Dark Vampire Lord in this action-packed Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Bride of Dracula in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers today. One of my viewers directed me to a link to a Bleeding Cool article which states that DC is rumored to be planning a black Batman. So it looks like the SJW cancer that has infested Marvel is now infesting DC, and your DC is now trying to get on the forced diversity train. Now, when I take a critical look at this plan to give us a black Batman, it's a real slap in the face to every Batman fan out there, because most Batman fans aren't really concerned with the ethnicity of who is behind the cowl, because what makes Batman distinct is the man behind the mask. Bruce Wayne is Batman, and he's Batman for one reason. The reason is he does not want anyone else to experience the tragedy he suffered at 8 years old when he lost his parents, and that is the thing that defines who Batman is, what Batman's mission is about, and why Batman is so motivated to be driven to be the Dark Knight. All of those elements are distinct to Bruce Wayne, and they cannot be imitated or duplicated by anyone else. And this was shown with what happened in the series Nightfall in the early 1990s, when John Paul Valley decided to put on the Batman costume in Bruce Wayne's stead, and failed miserably because the Azrael approach to crime fighting is not the Batman approach to crime fighting. Moreover, your Dick Grayson also tried to be Batman, and he didn't do as well as Bruce Wayne, because what drives Dick Grayson is completely different than what drives Bruce Wayne. Now, some people, they enjoyed the Grayson Batman stories, but I go back to the 1994 storyline Prodigal, and it shows why Dick Grayson just can't be Batman the way Bruce Wayne was Batman. Dick is good as Nightwing, and Nightwing is a good organic transition from him from being Robin, because Dick Grayson's approach to crime fighting is completely different than Bruce Wayne's. Dick Grayson tends to operate at the side of law enforcement and wants to work with law enforcement, like he did in New Teen Titans books from pre-crisis DC, where he was working with DA Adrian Chase, and when he was in Bloodhaven, he was trying to do his best to work with the Bloodhaven Police Department. So Dick Grayson's approach to crime fighting is very different than Bruce Wayne's, but it's not Batman's approach to crime fighting. Batman's approach to crime fighting is rooted, again, in Bruce's drive to make sure that no one else suffers the way he suffered by losing his parents. And the thing that drives him is that he took an oath to protect Gotham City from all of these criminals. Now, all of these things, again, are unique and distinct to Bruce Wayne, but you have people over at DC who have decided to drink the SJW Kool-Aid and believe that you can just put another man in a costume that looks like Batman's and then say that he's Batman, and he's Batman because he's black. I'm sorry, that's just not going to work, because, again, what makes Batman distinct is the content of his character, not the color of his skin. As I see it, we don't need a black Batman. What DC Comics needs to do is find one of these black comic creators like myself or many of these other brothers out here and create a unique character who has their own mission, their own motivation, their own drive to be a hero and tell their stories and share their stories with the DC Comics audience and let that character find their place in the DC universe. Because to sit there and make a Batman who is black, this is no different than what Marvel did with your Miles Morales as Spider-Man. And your Miles Morales, while a lot of people may like him, as I see it, he just comes across as a pale imitation. And I'm going to take a page from Young Rippa 59, who calls him Miles Morales a reskinned Peter Parker. And a black Batman, as I see it, would be no different as a reskinned Bruce Wayne. Because all the elements that make Bruce Wayne distinct, that Bill Finger and Bob Kane established, these are things that cannot be duplicated and imitated with another character. So when I look at your Batman, the things that make him Batman are not related to his ethnicity, and they aren't things that can be copied by another character. And if you did make a so-called black Batman, he would be a pale imitation of the real Batman, Bruce Wayne, and he would never rise to the same level. And I feel that it's a bit of an insult to give us a so-called black Batman, because as I see it, Batman is an American icon, he's an American institution, and if these comic companies are so determined to want to give us black characters, then why don't they contact a black creator like myself to go out here and give them a black character who is unique and one of a kind? Because when I was writing the John Haynes character that was featured in The Temptation of John Haynes and in John Haynes series books like John Haynes, A Conversation with Death, and John Haynes' Dark Succubus, and his appearances in the ISIS series like Bride of Dracula and Escape from Transylvania, I put a lot of dark elements into the John Haynes character, and he deals with a lot of dark and mysterious forces. And this character is a wealthy, he's a CEO of a multinational corporation, and he has a lot of dark elements and has his own unique rogues gallery, has his own unique mission, has his own unique story, and readers enjoy the John Haynes character. They enjoy the John Haynes stories, and they enjoy the distinct take that I put on the whole dark New York City that I have presented, and the whole dark take that I put on the world of the supernatural. So I can make a unique character who's a black man and have him fighting the forces of evil, and I do this on my SJS Direct imprint. But why can't DC Comics go out of its way to go and give us a unique character who is in the style of Batman, fights his own rogues gallery, fights in his own city, and fights his own mission and struggle? Why can't we get that type of story where we get that type of mission and story, and then also we get black culture integrated into it, like what I do with the John Haynes series? I go out of my way to give people a strong, masculine, heterosexual, black male hero and give you his own mission, his own story, and his own adventures, and then give him his own rogues gallery, his own mission, and what drives him with his own motivation. Why can't DC Comics give us that? Because I don't want to see a black Batman. I want to see a black character standing on their own. I want to see them standing and being distinct. I want to see them being their own character. I want to see them being their own person, not being some imitation of an icon, because no one will respect that character the way many people just don't respect Miles Morales, the same way they don't respect Riri Williams, and the same way that they don't respect many of these forced diversity characters. And when I look at this so-called Black Batman, he's nothing more than another token character meant to give us forced diversity, and I don't believe that's good for the Batman family. And creating a Black Batman is something that I really don't want to see, because right now I personally believe that the Batman family is already too big, already too bloated, has too many characters, and adding yet another character on to the Batman family that's already, as I see it, overextended at this point. It's just ridiculous to do this. I mean, we've already got the Signal, who's a black character. We've already got Batwing. And those characters, from what I've seen, they're just really flat and really two-dimensional. And to add a Black Batman, this is just adding one more character that we really don't need. And again, we really don't need this character because what makes Batman is Bruce Wayne. What makes Batman great is Bruce Wayne. Who made the Batman mission was Bruce Wayne. Who is most committed to the Batman mission is Bruce Wayne. Who has the most passion for the Batman mission is Bruce Wayne. And anybody else, they're going to just fall short the way John Paul Valley fell short, the way Dick Grayson fell short, and they all fall short because what drives them to be Batman is not the thing that drives Bruce Wayne to be Batman. And the thing that drives Bruce Wayne to be Batman is the loss of his parents, the oath he took to protect Gotham City, and his passion for doing what is right and preserving the values that were instilled in him from an early age by his late parents, Thomas and Martha Wayne. Those are the things that drive your Batman to be a hero, and no other person will be able to be Batman in the exact same way that Bruce Wayne is Batman. When I look at this rumored plan to give us a Black Batman, I see a big disaster headed for DC Comics, which is already struggling to sell Batman comics in the aftermath of the absolutely horrific Tom King run of Batman, which has become one of the worst runs in the history of the character. And to follow it up with a Black Batman would further drive Batman sales into the ground and alienate readers who are already disgusted at the state of Batman under Tom King's incompetent writing and DC Comics editorial's incompetent leadership. This character already has suffered enough damage, and to replace Bruce Wayne with another black man, this would all compound the damage to the Batman character. And from what I've seen with City of Bane, the death of Alfred, again, already turning away readers. So when I look at this plan for a Black Batman, I see a plan that is right on the level of SJW Marvel, and one of the things that could lead to people walking away from the Batman comic book and could further tarnish the Batman brand for DC Comics, Warner Brothers, and its new owner, AT&T. If you want to pick up a story featuring a strong heterosexual black male hero, you can pick up the John Haynes series on Amazon.com by clicking the link in the description box. The John Haynes character featured in the John Haynes series, it is featured in Dark Adventures, similar to what you see in Batman and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And these stories are fast-paced and action-packed, and once you pick them up, you will get hooked. So you can pick up the John Haynes series on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle formats. And if you want to see me make more comic-related videos, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, ISIS, Escape from Transylvania, The Goddess Next Door and John Haynes must escape a horde of vampires on the hunt in this horror-filled ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS: Escape from Transylvania in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.